Kumusta mga Exile? Game Ross here. Welcome to another my budget build guide. And in this video, I'm gonna talk about my Lightning Herald of Purity Phantasm Guardian. And to begin this guide, I'm gonna talk about my unique items. So first, I'm using this Cold Iron Point Dagger, which gives me +3 to level of all physical spell skill gems. That includes my Herald of Purity. And also, I'm using this Circle of Guilt synthesized iron ring. I'm using two of this ring, and look for this Herald of Purity has reduced mana reservation. And also I'm using this Lion Eyes Remorse shield, which gives you lots of armor and life and luck chance. And lastly, this Triad Grip Mesh Gloves, which will convert my minions' physical damage to lightning damage if all of the sockets are blue sockets. And yeah, those are all the unique items in this build. For the rare items, they're just basic life and resist. And also try to get this helmet enchantment, 1 to maximum number of sentinels of purity. And I anointed this amulet with Ravenous Horde, which will give my minion increased movement speed, damage, attack speed, and chance to gain onslaught. And for this, you're gonna need 1 verdant oil and 2 opalescent oil. And for the boots, it's not totally required, but it really helps. If you get this, socketed gems are supported by level 20 Fortify. So this is where I put my Cyclone. So yeah, you can get the Fortify buff. And for the Flask, I'm using Assault Flask for extra physical damage reduction, Quicksilver Flask for increased movement speed, Quartz Flask for 10% chance to dodge attack and spell hits, and Ramice Concoction Granite Flask for more armor and more chance to block attack and spell hits. And for the gem setups on my boots, I'm using Cyclone with Cast Wall Channeling, Desecrate, and Spirit Offering. And on my body armor, I'm using Herald of Purity with Summon Phantasm, Rootless, Minion Damage, Melee Splash, and Elemental Damage. And to maximize your minions damage, switch your Melee Splash with melee physical damage. And on my shield, I'm using Summon Holy Relic with Feeding Frenzy, so I can get that Feeding Frenzy buff, so it will give my minion increased damage. And also I have Smoke Mine. And on my helmet, I'm using Flesh and Stone because I have an extra mana, and I chose to use this Flesh and Stone on Sand Stance so I can blind my nearby enemy. So if the enemies are blind, you will gain extra evasion to dodge their attacks. So yeah, and I'm also using Rat with Generosity and Val Haste. And on my dagger, I'm using Bane, Punishment, and Conductivity. On my gloves, I'm using Summon Carrion Golem with minion damage, Elemental Army support, which my golem can inflict exposure on hit, applying negative lightning resistance, and meat shield, so my golem can take less damage. For the Pantheon, I'm using Soul of the Brine King for the 2-second stun immunity, and Soul of Gradcoal for extra physical damage reduction. For the Ascendancy, I'm using Guardian, and I'm using Bastion of Hope, which basically gives you extra chance to block attack and spell damage. This Radiant Crusade, which gives you elemental resistance, onslaught, and more damage. This Unwavering Crusade, which gives you your minion increased damage, attack speed, area of effect, and intimidate enemies on hit. And lastly, this Time of Need, which reduce the effect of curse on you, and every 5 seconds it will remove curse and elemental ailments from you, and you will recover 30% of your life over 1 second. And for the skill tree, just grab those minion nodes here, and this is sovereignty, which reduce the mana reserved, so you can still have enough mana to summon your golem and holy relic in case they die. And this resolute technique, so you don't have to worry about your accuracy, and even though you're not actually the one who kills the enemy, but you still need to hit them so you can summon your minions. And this whisper of doom, so you can apply an additional curse. And this golem commander, which allows you to summon one extra golem and increase effect of buff grant by your golem. And and for the jewel, just look for minion attack speed or minion damage. And yeah, I think that's all I can say about this build. Thank you for watching. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Magkita na lang tayo sa susunod na video.